Hello students, welcome back to Madhvi's Java programming tutorials. In this video, I'll be explaining you class and objects. Let's see the contents. Introduction, class, object, state and behavior of objects, state and behavior of real-world objects and software objects, Java programs, difference between class and objects. Let's start. Okay, the languages which uses objects as their main part of the programming are known as object-oriented programming languages. So, objects are given more importance. Example, Java, C++, etc. Now, there are some principles which we have seen in the previous video also, which are abstraction, encapsulation, inheritance, polymorphism. Now we will see class and objects. These principles aim at making the programs closely related to the real-world entities. Class, what is a class? It's a template of objects. It is a kind of blueprint from where objects are created. For example, if we want to construct a house, a blueprint should be there. With the help of blueprint only, the house is constructed. Similarly, chair, table, guitar, any object you see, we have a blueprint. According to the blueprint, we create so many objects. For example, the template of a guitar is different from drum or sitar. So template is a very important thing in order to create number of objects of that particular kind. Similarly, all mammals have similar characteristics, entirely different from amphibians. So any object you see, maybe human beings are different from any other animal. In Java, methods, we will see what are methods, and data also, which are common to all objects of a particular class, are specified in a place called class. Now we are saying class means the template or blueprint. Now objects like refrigerator, heater, computer, TV, aeroplane, they are all used for different purposes and have different templates which are known as classes in Java. In object-oriented programming language, class is known as a template. Now let's see object. Many objects around us, tables, chairs, computers, etc. They differ from each other mainly in its usage or behavior. And they all have state and behavior. For example, chairs. They can be made of wooden, plastic, or cushion chair. That is the state, colors. But behavior or usage is for sitting. Similarly, tables, glass, plastic tables, wooden tables, but they are used for writing or placing the things on top of it. Maybe dining table or dressing table. And then computer, how much RAM, what is the hard disk capacity, what is the processor. This is all state of the computer. It is used for multi-purpose. We can use it as a calculator, anything, everything. Pet animals, color, breed, such things are state. Behavior may be barking or whatever, wagging tail and things like that. Now, we can say that each object is different from another object on the basis of its usage. And objects are also known as instances of the class. Several objects are made according to the template of that particular object, and software objects are modeled close to the real world objects. Memory is allocated to the objects but not the class. Class is a blueprint. Let's see state and behavior. Now, objects have state and behavior. What does a state do? Helps to identify the object because of color or the way of it works, something like that. State of the object is stored in member variables. These are memory locations, which we will understand. Now, all objects of a certain class have similar behavior, but state may change. Behavior is almost same, but state may change. We will understand first state. State of a TV object in some houses is on, maybe off in other houses. State is changing, but behavior does not change. Now, behavior means activities performed by the object or with the help of the object. Now, behavior is defined in methods, and objects respond or communicate with the real world through methods or messages. This is also known as methods. For example, increase volume by 5. That is a message. Change the color to red. Set channel number to 100, etc. Methods through messages. And different objects may communicate with each other with the help of messages. For example, remote and TV. Let's understand state and behavior of real world objects. Objects, tape recorder, TV, real world objects. Both of them have state and behavior. All objects have state and behavior. State of tape recorder is color, tape inserted, volume, etc. State may change. Some of the variables like tape inserted. I can listen to one tape today, another tape tomorrow. Volume can be increased, decreased. State can be changed. State is given in variables. Now, behavior is rewind, forward, play, record. These do not change. Rewind means rewind, forward means forward, and things like that. Second, TV. This is also real world object. Color, volume, channel. Some of the state can be changed, but increase volume means it works like that only. Behavior, increase means increase, decrease means decrease, and so on. Now, software objects state and behavior. We can write programs for a student or a library book or a grocery item. Now, state of a student, name, address, class, section, marks, etc. Class may change, section may change, address may change. Behavior, but printing marks, finding highest marks, find average, find grade of a student, the behavior works, method works similarly for each student. And library book, software object, name, author, price, etc. Price may change. Find the number of copies present in the library is a method or behavior. Who has issued the book? To find out. It is a behavior. So, software objects are closely made according to the real world objects in OOPS. Let's see a Java program to know what is a class and what is object. In BlueJ, we can create classes in this window. New class means we are creating a prototype. Let's suppose any name can be given. Prototype or blueprint. So the instructions we create here. Instructions are created here. That is methods created here. And whenever we want to use these instructions, we need to compile. We have seen this already. And create objects. We create objects. A number of objects can be made. These red colored ones are, it is visual, that's why it is little easier to understand. Class specification, objects are in the RAM now, memory. These class specifications are stored in a hard disk. But whenever we want, we can create objects. For example, there is a simple program which is hypothetical. Class refrigerator is there. Current temperature is, let's suppose, 18. And in maximum temperature is 20, then it should start cooling. Minimum temperature is 15. Let's suppose these are static, means cannot be changed. Now keep checking the temperature. This might be a method. If the current temperature greater than or equivalent to maximum temperature, then we need to start cooling the refrigerator area. So a method, another method will be called. Sending a message, please cool the refrigerator. There will be a loop kind of thing, which you don't know so far. But if current temperature, that is 18, greater than minimum temperature, start cooling. So such kind of instructions are written in these methods. First method, second method. There might be a freezer area which need to be cooled and things like that. So this is data. This object has data and methods. And I have written prototype or a blueprint of refrigerator in this area which is known as class. So keep checking temperature, cool refrigerator, cool freezer are available to the object of refrigerator class. New refrigerator 1, these three belong to A. Now I'll be creating another object of refrigerator class, third object of refrigerator class. Now if I see all the methods, cool freezer, cool refrigerator, keep checking the temperature, available to this object. So we are modeling according to the real world objects. These are software objects. This is the class. Now that we understood class, object, state and behavior, real world subjects, state and behavior, and software objects too, let's see the differences between class and object. Now, class is a template or a design or a blueprint of an object. And the template is specified with the help of a class keyword. And object is a real world entity in the memory which can be sensed or touched. Sensed. It is a collection of data and methods. It is also known as instance. Now class in Java is a set of data and instructions. But object has two characteristics, namely state and behavior. Now class is a collection of variables and related methods for each and every object. Student class, employee class, etc. Now object state is stored in the form of variables and behavior is implemented with the help of methods like start, cooling, or whatever the methods. In the refrigerator object, The design is based on the refrigerator class. Refrigerator objects design is based on the refrigerator class. It works according to the design. But in class, it specifies the design. Now, class is a user-defined data type, which we'll understand little later on. The identity with which we identify the objects is known as a class. It can be a dog class. We don't confuse between dog and cat, although both of them have tails and they walk on four legs. So, we identify the objects with the help of a class. So refer chapter 2 of Basics in Computer Applications for further understanding. The next video is about tokens, which is syntax to write programs. So we are learning how to write programs. We'll be learning. Once if we know the syntax, then only, that is grammar, then only we can write programs. Thank you.